I recently read an article about an email that was sent out in a workplace telling an employee that he needed to drive a nicer car. It was a little strange because given that employee's job, there wasn't really any reason for anyone to care what car he drove to work. It wasn't like he was a real estate agent or car salesman or something. The article talked about whether it was legal for an employer to make a request like that. Some people are surprised to find out that it's perfectly legal for an employer to force an employee to drive a nicer car, even if it really doesn't relate to work duties. This brings up the principle that I raise with my clients sometimes. It's not illegal to be a jerk. It is illegal to discriminate by race or gender or religion or some other protected class. And of course, it's illegal not to pay minimum wage or to make your employees work overtime without paying them for it. And it's illegal not to pay accumulated sick leave. But these laws and other similar ones are all specific requirements. There's no requirement that you can't be a jerk. So let's get back to the employer telling the employees that they have to drive a nicer car. The question is not whether it's illegal to be a jerk. The question is whether a clever plaintiff's attorney could work with that to claim that the jerk boss is somehow breaking the law. For example, could a plaintiff's lawyer argue that there's a disparate impact on minority employees because their income tends to be lower and their cars tend to be less expensive? Or maybe the plaintiff's lawyer could argue that the employer is using the fancy car requirement as a disguised way to hire only people with higher incomes, which again you could argue has a different impact on employees of different races. Maybe people with older cars tend to have worse credit, and a plaintiff's lawyer could argue that the employer is illegally making employment decisions based on a credit decision that it didn't have authority to make. Who knows whether any of these claims would actually succeed, but one thing's for sure, they're going to cause a lot of heartache for the business owner who has to deal with them. And they're almost certainly going to cost attorney's fees, which no business owner ever likes to pay. So here's an idea if you're an employer. Don't be a jerk. Often legal disputes happen because people are angry or hurt. They don't really happen because somebody thinks they have a legal claim. They come because somebody thinks they've been treated unfairly. In other words, they think their boss has been a jerk. So respect for employees can go a long way to avoid legal problems. Not only is it the right thing to do, but it can be a lot better for your bottom line.